Hello, just an update on my Achilles tendon rupture. This is now the second day, I believe, of week 8, and I just want to do a follow up since my last video. So, in my last video, I explained that I was asked to come back down to hospital, where they were going to have two orthopedic. I don't know if they were consultants, but two orthopedic people were going to look at my Achilles tendon rupture to see whether or not I'd need to do surgery or do the conservative method. And they also told me on the phone to be kneel by mouth just in case they would do the surgery that day. So at that point, I still had not had the ultrasound done. In the first video, I said it was an MRI, but it wasn't. It was going to be an ultrasound, but it never happened. Anyway, so I went down to the hospital. Parents took me down there, and I went down to the ward of the day surgery, and I waited. And a female doctor come and spoke to me, told me to take my foot out the boot. She got me to do these tests where I'd raise my foot or my toes against the up to her hand and down. She wanted to test the pressure of my foot, if I could sort of manipulate it against the hand in certain ways. So I did all that, and she got me to move my foot. Did a couple of various other movements, and then she told me to get onto the bed, where she did the Thompson test. Now I had my fingers crossed at this point because I was really hoping that there would be just a slight wiggle, just something to say, that I could do this conservative treatment, because I really didn't want to do surgery. And I still don't. Anyway, so when she did the Thompson test, she was like, "Oh, I can see just a tiny bit of movement," and I was so happy. But she said I need to get one of the other people of the orthopedics team to come and also just have a look, just to double check. So this other woman came shortly after. I think she was a specialist, some sort of specialist in fractures or in orthopedics, and she did the Thompson test, and she was really sort of feeling up my leg because no scan had still been done, so they were just checking where the rupture was and seeing where it was painful. And she felt that the rupture was between 7 and 8 centimeters from my heel, and she felt that the rupture was a full rupture, and maybe about a centimeter or a centimeter and a half in terms of tear. That's what she felt, this specialist. When she said that, she said to me, "I think you'd be a good candidate for the conservative treatment." I said, "I don't think you'll need surgery on this." And so I was absolutely relieved, absolutely relieved. I was so happy. Around my parents, spoke to my girlfriend, and I was so happy because I had been struggling so bad. I couldn't sleep. I was getting, because of this injury, it was triggering anxiety for me, which I've not had like this in a long time, probably since I was a kid, and it was awful, awful, awful. So they told me, "We'll see you in 4 weeks' time." So I couldn't believe it. They said, "Just carry on what you're doing. No weight bearing on it. No range of motion." I mean, I asked them questions and stuff, but they said they didn't. Mate, that at Croydon University Hospital, they don't really have a plan. It's bad, really. It's just be on your way, keep it in the boot, and we'll see you in 4 weeks. So I did that, and 4 weeks later, I then saw a locum consultant who said he didn't even take out the boot. This is 4 weeks later, and he said, "We will start taking wedges out. We'll do a wedge every 2 weeks." So I took a wedge out, and I was able to, after the next wedge came out 2 weeks later than that first time the wedges came out, I was able to go into this other boot which fits me better. It's unfortunately not the Vaco ped boot or the air boot, and especially the Vaco ped boot. I should have bought that as soon as this injury happened, because that boot may have given me a better chance of rehabilitation. Anyway, so I've I've had the second wedge out now, and since well, only a couple of days ago, I was summoned to have an ultrasound done. Now, bearing in mind this was asked on week 7 that the scan was done. I believe it was the end of week 7. Obviously, I was kind of concerned because I was worried about how well it's healing. Is it healing? Is this conservative treatment even working? Because my mum, when she did this injury, she did 7 weeks on the boot like I've done, and then she has the scans done. They said, "Oh, it's not healing properly. We're gonna have to do surgery." And my mum had to do the whole thing again, the whole thing. And I just didn't want that to happen. So I went down to the hospital. I think it was at like 12 in the morning on a Sunday, which was odd. So I went into the room, and the woman told me to take my boot off, and we started the ultrasound. Now, this woman, she wouldn't really say what she was seeing that much, because she said, I was asking her these questions. She couldn't answer the questions because she said, all I can do is pass on this information to the consultant, to the team to decide to, let them know how it's going. She said not much, really. I was and it was a setback for me because I was nervous. I was getting nervous again and getting very anxious before the scan was going to be done. My heart was racing. I was heavy in my chest. I couldn't sleep. A couple of days prior to the ultrasound being done, I was getting really bad anxiety. I'm still trying to get over it now because of the rut that this rubbish has put me through. Anyway, so all she said was, it's a full rupture, and she couldn't see. Judging from what she said, I can see some of it still attached, but she couldn't say how much. She was struggling to almost find it, almost, and that was really worrying me, because I just want this, because people say that the tendon can rejoin after like 6 to 8 weeks. I just don't know if that's even true. I mean, I hope it does, but obviously in my case, it hasn't. If she said, some of it has reattached, how much of it she couldn't say. I left with more questions than answers. So yesterday I emailed the consultant who told me to start taking the wedges out, and I asked him, can I have the results of the ultrasound? Because I said to him in the email that I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I have been given no treatment plan. When I saw that consultant at the 4-week mark, he told me that just to do partial weight bearing in it with the crutches, and to be able to start walking, with crutches in the boot. Because I hadn't done that. I'd just been taking weight off of it, and so I can walk with crutches in the boot. I've not tried walking without the crutches, but anyway, with the email, I also said that the person who did the ultrasound, she said, I'll need an MRI. She said, I said, I'm going to need one. And that made me more bloody concerned and more worried. I just don't know how much of this rubbish I can take no more. I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of this boot. I'll show it now, because this is the other boot they gave me early on, because the other boot they gave me was too large. This is the medium sized one. So yes, there's the wedges in there. I'm 2 wedges down. I'm not fully flat yet. The bruising's gone. There's no pain anymore. I mean, my belly's all bruised, if you can see, because all the injections that I'm doing. I'm getting used to the injections now. I don't like them, of course I don't, but you're getting used to them. I just the mental destruction it's done on me has been so impactful. I've actually had to yesterday ask for counselling. I had some counselling yesterday. So I get some private with the company I work for. I get private counselling. I tried it, and they just listen to you, really. They don't really do much. It's hard. I said to them I might need to have some CBT, cognitive behavioural therapy, because I said to the woman that it's because of what's happened, it's triggered off other issues from my childhood. And I said to her that I don't know what to do. Like mum and dad, like my mum and dad, lucky I'm at home and they talk to me and help me get through it, and they do what they can. But the brain is so powerful. The brain, how it can control your thoughts, and it's just, I wish I could shut off some of these thoughts I'm having in my head, because it's really really annoying, and it's just so, I don't know. I mean, I feel for everybody who's going through what I've gone through with this injury. It really is horrible. I mean, I don't know if I could do any range of motion yet. I mean, I've tried to do a little bit myself, but I try not to because I've not been asked to do it. I don't think, because when the two ladies told me that time I wouldn't need surgery, they told me not to do any range of motion. They told me just to leave it. And all the other guides I've seen on the internet, whether it be from other NHS trusts, they say it's all about getting that early weight bearing early on, the early range of movement, the early physio. I've had none of that. All I've done is just slightly move my foot sort of side to side, just very gently. And I do it in the morning, and I do it literally just like for a couple of seconds. I point my toes down a little bit and try and lift them up slightly. I don't go past that. So my foot's not flat, but I never go past that point. Never. My foot's down, and I just try and see if I can raise it up a little bit. But another thing to mention, when I had the ultrasound, she also did the Thompson test. She never said if she could see anything. I could feel her doing the Thompson test. So when I got home, I was like to my dad, should we do another Thompson test? And my dad did it for me. I sort of, got on my knees on the sofa and had my foot hanging off, and we did the Thompson test, and my foot was tweaking. It was going. You could definitely see it. So how much of my tendon's attached, I just don't know. But it needs to be healing correctly, otherwise I'm in trouble. I don't want to get to a position where I won't be able to tiptoe, or I won't be able to jump, or have a limp. I can't have a limp. I can't be walking with a limp. Otherwise I'm going to have surgery. I hate even saying the word. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of saying the word. Just tired of the whole thing. I've got this Mindspace app which I've been using to meditate, and I've never tried it before, and that's good. So I recommend, if you're really struggling like I am mentally, to get that Headspace app and try it out, because there's no reason not to. Also, there's some herbal remedies that I've had to try and relax me. So I've got this lavender thing my girlfriend made years ago for me, and it's really good because lavender I find it really soothing. Also, this rescue remedy, it's okay. Sort of spray it on your tongue, 2 sprays. It's there to calm you. I think the lavender is better, and I find the lavender works better. It's okay. And the other thing is is also this by the same brand, Rescue Remedy, is the night melt. You just put it in your tongue to help you sleep, because if you're not sleeping properly, you're not going to be healing properly. I've had such bad sleep these last few days because of all this worrying with the ultrasound and how it's healing. You just feel in despair. You feel in absolute despair. And I just wish the woman, the counsellor on the phone, she's like, what kind of state of mind were you trying to get back to? And I said, I just want to go back to the day it was before it happened, when I was out with my friends up in London, without a care in the world, just enjoying myself, enjoying life. I just want to go back to that, because it's putting just stuff on me, on my mind. And I can't work. I'm lucky that I've got the policies in place for me not to work, because the company I work at, I've got good policy. I did speak to Oc Health, who work for my company. They have my company have an actual Oc Health department, and he was saying, if we can, we're trying to get work as soon as we can. And there's no way I'm going to go out to work anytime soon. The job that I do, where I'm having to stand up for up to 12 hours, there's just no way. There's just no way. I can't even think the chance of it re-rupturing. I don't even want to think about it. It's too risky. Plus, I can't drive anyway, so I can't. Even if they think I can come in yet, or even early than the 10-week mark, I can't because I can't drive. So, and I don't want to get a train to work. It costs too much. It's too far. It's kind of too far. And yeah, but I will update again soon. I don't know when, because I've not updated so long because I've just been such a state that I just couldn't even face it. But I wish everybody out there is going through it the same as me. I look at it in the camera now, deep down. I hope you're okay, and we will get through this. We will get through it, and every day is a new day. We try to get that mind space out. Try to get the whatever you let, whether it be lavender, whatever, anything to soothe you, calm you. And go out and see your friends. Like some of my friends have come over and seen me. I've been around my friends. Just best thing to do is just not to. I know you want to close up, but you don't want to close up. You don't want to close up. You want to. It's good to talk to people, and just do what you need to do to get through it. That's all. I'm sorry I didn't show you the leg. There's no point. There's no point showing you it. The bruising's gone. There's a little lump there where I think where the rupture is. Not much to look at really. Not any pain. Anyway, I guess I'll see you in the next update then, if there'll even be another one. Thank you.